What's up, guys?
Yo, homies.
How's it going?
What up? What up?
Let me get some music going here.
Some mood music.
Mood music, baby.
Got the old tater set killer from Talent Dreaded Sundown on tonight. I see.
Oh, nice.
This is an
tater set.
Old as fuck Fright Rag shirt.
If I hit my 2023 weight loss goals, I'm going to have some pretty killer shirts to give away to people. But we'll see at the end of the year.
You giving away that leprechaun shirt?
It's possible. That's a bigger one.
Dan's hedging, but he's going to start writing down everything Dan wears throughout the year.
Yeah.
Like, Dan, could you stand up, turn around real quick?
That Video Dead shirt, too, man. That thing.
I've had that one a long time. That's I don't know. You weren't listening back in the old days, but Chris McGibbon, who I started in radio with, he's the one that kind of got all the Video Dead people together and kept the hype train going on that movie on MySpace into Facebook throughout the years. He did the audio commentary on the Blu-ray for Scream Factory too, and I'll grab it sometime, but I have a Video Dead poster, one of only, I want to say, like a dozen that's signed by everybody, pretty much, from that movie, that he got signed at the big audio commentary filming.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite cover arts of all time. I love that fucking zombie coming out of the TV. So dope.
Yeah. You know, Michael's, I think was his name, who is the dad in that, is the old man in Greasy Strangler.
Is it?
Yeah, had a long time in between projects.
That guy, then. Fucking hate the Greasy Strangler.
I didn't like it either when I saw it, but to this day we still quote like bullshit artist, and taking quotes from that movie. So I don't know if I can say I really despise it. It had an effect.
I still haven't seen it. I've heard of its legend, but
No.
yeah, I haven't seen it.
Thank you, Ben.
Ben does not like Greasy Strangler.
Dude, I was so pissed. I was just angry that it existed. Like, and I don't do that often.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna love it for some reason. I just have this feeling.
You know how like everybody's entitled to their opinion and they can make whatever they want. Not these guys. Like everybody but them.
I'd say you have to be high, but I can't even like.
No, trust me. I tried
that.
Yeah. Nothing.
It's just a very odd.
It's very fucking stupid.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, so Greasy Strangler
different.
watch along coming soon, guys.
It would be fun for a watch along.
There's so much penis in that movie, too. Like it's an over amount. I'm all for penis in movies.
Prosthetic penis or real?
Like, I don't know, dude. There's an awful lot of it. It's very dick heavy. It's very dick forward.
Old man balls and
gratuitous penis.
Gratuitous. There's some female nudity too. Nothing.
There is. I'm just saying, like the dick's the star of the show, though. He's right up there out front.
As it should be. For one.
I think there needs to be more dong in cinema. But, maybe that's too much.
Those two guys were at Scarefest. I think I might have walked past.
I did, and I thought about assaulting them with a chair, but we were there for a different reason, so I did not.
Jake's here. What's up, Jake?
What up,
Peni,
Jake?
the plural of penis. I don't know, man. I've never encountered more than one at a time, I guess, so.
I mean, you'd have to ask a doctor, a penis doctor.
Yeah, somebody who's got a group of penises that they're dealing with on a regular basis.
It's got to be at least 3, right, to be peni.
I don't know.
I think.
If 2's a couple and fuse 4.
I'm not going to Google it.
Google it.
At least
I'll
not
Google it
an
right
image
now.
search, but.
How many dicks constitutes?
Well,
just do peni and see how many dicks are in the image.
More than one is called a sausage feet. Sausage feet, huh? He meant sausage fest. But sausage feet is funnier.
A metric sausage foot. Like it's a unit of measurement.
No, dude, a sausage foot is standard for sure.
Standard sausage foot.
Yeah.
Metric sausage foot's a little bit less. It's like
all right, but we're supposed to be doing a top 5. So, all right, this is kind of on the fly too. I don't know. There's Cheers to Fears. That's a channel, and they're pretty entertaining. So go check them out. If you
awesome. I'll sub to you if I'm not already. But you sound familiar.
They have a really creative channel.
Sweet. I have to remember
kind of
that.
turn their reviews into drinking games. It's really cool.
That's fun.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, I'm kind of doing this on the fly because I wanted to get it out, like while it's still relevant. But I've got 10 movies. I'm probably just gonna throw out the bottom 5 of that 10, just kind of quick as like honorable mentions. Y'all can do the same if you have some.
Yeah, I'll throw out Flesh Wound Features is doing a top 10, so I'm more or less just gonna talk about your picks, and I'll throw out just a few random ones that aren't necessarily my top 10, but I think are really unique that people overlooked. So, give you some names.
All right. Well, I guess let me share this real quick. Hold up. All right, my first honorable mention is Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I liked it, man. It gets
way
too much hate. It was fun. Can't wait for the next one.
Yeah. Are they? So they're for sure doing it?
Oh, yeah. I think they signed up for like 2 more.
Yeah. I mean, I like all the people's problems with it. I don't care if it made sense. It was kick ass.
I think everybody thought it was going to be like a woke version of it, but it was hitting back at that. Like,
and some people, not to name any names, will argue with that for some reason. But it's so obviously like shitting on stuff like that in the best way. I mean, freaking Leatherface slaughters a busload of just shitty teenagers. It's like
we're about to get you canceled, buddy.
It's so beautiful. And I don't know if nobody talks about this a lot. It's one of the best kills of the year, where fucking Bubba like sticks his chainsaw through a dude's ass out of his penis and like fucks a girl with a chainsaw. It's real quick, but it happens in the movie. It's one of the best kills of the year. Like, no doubt.
I go with the best kill in that movie is the arm snap. Very first kill in that movie, where he snaps the cop's arm and shoves it into his face.
Oh yeah, the shank.
And you know what? Here's the thing. Yeah, he is very Jason-like in this. Okay, like very, very unstoppable killing force. But if they just give us a goddamn Jason movie, we wouldn't have to make Leatherface do it. Okay. So I need that itch scratched, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care where it comes from at this point. Because it ain't coming from the Friday the 13th well.
Yeah. I know Piz is in the chat. I know he's a fan of the lead in this one. Lead lady.
And
the best part of the movie is when she gets her head cut off, though. Like, with the Tesla autopilot. See, and I like that little callback, to the back of the pickup with Sally from the first movie. It's like, I see what you did there.
Ben's pointing out the chainsaw kill in Studio 666. That's a really good one, too.
That was a fun little movie.
How depressing was it that the guy died, like,
yeah,
while that was still in theaters, I believe.
Hawkins.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. And for number 9, what do you think it's going to be?
Pearl. No, Halloween Ends.
It ends.
I loved it, man. You got the wrong guy on here to argue about that one. It's
if you don't like Halloween Ends, you're dumb.
You got a stupid head.
I'm joking, dude.
Yeah.
But no, I loved Halloween Ends right up until the last 20 minutes. I think that the movie should have ended, spoiler alert, when Corey died. The movie was about Corey. They should have just kept it that way. But everything leading up to that, I loved.
I know I'm a broken record, and there's been a million other people that have already said this at this point, but I can't take it serious from the get-go. Like, he kills your daughter. He's out there. He's on the loose. You were a recluse for 40 years, and now you're okay. You're getting on with life. Like, that's just a big sin as far as I'm concerned.
I kind of agree. If it would have bothered me if she was the focus, but she wasn't the focus. She was just basically there. I'm
definitely subbing to Cheers for Fears now.
No, man, it was the music in that movie alone should garner some respect.
And Corey, man, that I can't get over the Scarecrow mask. I love that mask, and it's so creepy. I kind of wish that he just ran with that mask through the whole thing. But Corey was brutal as fuck when he finally started killing people. He was brutal.
Best kill in the movie goes to Corey.
Yeah.
Are you counting the kid at the beginning? That was probably the best kill.
Now, hey, man, that fucking... I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah,
who had that?
I don't think anybody was.
No. And then, boom, this fucking mom screaming, roll into fucking Halloween. Well, no,
That
it's not
guy-
that. It's fucking whatever the new score is.
That got a laugh out of me, and that was about it, I'm afraid.
And I can understand, like, that. I think that's one thing is if you're like a hardcore Halloween fanatic, I can understand how this movie would just really piss you off. But I'm not. I just wanted to be entertained, and I was.
I mean, I am. I love Halloween. Like, I love everything about it. But I also have, like, there's so many timelines. It's choose your own adventure. So I'm cool with it. Like, if you don't like Halloween Ends and, like, the trilogy that added up to it, cool. Don't consider that canon. You consider something else canon. Like,
Yeah, and I think I can separate it from the franchise and just treat it like it's a cool slasher movie.
right? Look, there's a base level of enjoyment I'm going to get out of a movie that has Michael Myers in it. The baseline. You can only add to that.
Yeah. What's up, Jake?
What's up, homies?
Are you
What's
coming
up?
in here are you coming in here to weigh in on this?
I ain't got nothing good to say about it, so
I thought you were one of the ones that liked it.
no. There's a difference in, like, there being changing something just to change it, and I think that's what they did, just to mix it up.
Yeah, I'm not one of those defenders that'll say that they put a lot of like long-term planning into it. I'm not gonna try to say that. They were flying by the seat of their pants.
100%.
For me, at the end of the day, what they ended up with, I enjoyed pretty much all of it.
Well, at least you admit that. There was no plan.
I think it'd make more sense just to keep Corey as the new Michael Myers. I mean, that whole point is pointless to me.
Yeah, I mean,
didn't
I would have
understand
watched.
killing him, like, kind of unceremoniously.
I would have
Like, that was
watched more.
anticlimactic.
I would have watched more Corey movies.
Or introduce him a little bit earlier in the trilogy. I mean, it was just...
That would have
I
made
mean,
more
it's
sense.
a little bit
too.
on the nose too how they did. His name's Corey Cunningham, Michael Myers. Like it flows well.
Yeah, and Corey rhymes with Lori.
Yeah.
They were trying, man.
I don't think they were, but you know.
I Exorcist, the new one this year, I don't think I've ever been less enthusiastic. If that is even a decent movie, I might just throw my hat. I mean, I would be shocked.
I mean, I don't really. It's not on my radar, but I'm not a big remakes guy.
Well, and the biggest thing with this one too,
It's a
is,
sequel. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, it is. Yeah. That's the new thing now.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a requel, right?
Sequel to just the original Exorcist. You got to kind of ignore the grasshoppers, though. I mean, that series went all over the place.
Grasshoppers.
All right. I guess we'll move on to number 8. This picture's really small, but glorious.
Nice.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people haven't, and they should.
You
It's
guys will like
basically-
it.
It's on my list. I just haven't got to it yet.
It's like 2 people in one room, pretty much the whole movie. That what's his name? Ryan Quanten.
Yeah, from True Blood.
The
Oh, okay.
whole movie hinges on him giving a good performance, and he does.
Yeah.
He nailed
Well,
it.
J.K. Simmons is the voice too in this stall. Yeah.
And it's like Lovecraftian. It's really good.
I'd have no idea. We try not
Lovecraftian
to.
just means purple light now, right? Like that's what that means, right?
Pretty
No, but yeah. There's Stuart Gordon, Lovecraftian, and then there's the actual books, but I think everybody will like this. I'm just guessing. We don't go over each other's lists, but I think this one's going to rank pretty high for Kruger. I liked it as well.
Yeah, I mean it gets into. I'm not a huge by any means expert on Lovecraft, but it does seem like it gets more into actual Lovecraftian lore that isn't just oh hey, it's Cthulhu,
Yeah,
I won't give anything
Lovecraftians
away,
are
but-
very broad. So yeah, it definitely
Cosmic horror.
Yeah,
Cosmic horror. Yeah.
it's on Shudder, by the way, so it's
Yeah.
easy access, and I highly recommend it.
Coming to Blu-ray too.
Yeah. All right, number 7 is Moloch. Another
I'm
Shudder
very,
one.
very happy that made your list.
I started it. I need to finish it.
Yeah, it's a slow burn.
I believe it's Lauren's favorite of the year.
Oh,
I
really?
believe.
Well, he's saying Salome, I think, but Moloch is up there. I know.
Yeah, I think I don't know which one he settled on, but I know Moloch is. It's a really good movie. I loved it.
Yeah, it's it's a big slow burn. It's just a mystery that pulls you in. It's got a great ending.
Best ending of the year. Yeah, in my opinion, for a horror movie.
I disagree, but I mean, pretty close. Yeah, it's got a pretty sweet ending.
It sticks the landing.
Yeah. Yeah, Shudder is always. That's the one service I'm gonna keep, no matter what's going on, just because they're so awesome.
I feel it's a cause now as well, so I want to keep supporting it. I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah.
Yeah, I've canceled everything but Shudder at this point, and I'm just gonna keep it. And last on that is number 6, and that's Pearl.
I am a Pearl over X guy, but how fucking cool is that? You get 2 movies like that just out of nowhere, 1 year that it automatically becomes a franchise.
Yeah, like a big mainstream movie and a sequel to it in the same year. Has that ever happened before?
Not like this, where one was shot in secret.
Oh, our first date, Chris.
Yeah. Me and Jonathan went and saw this together,
There
and
you
it
go.
was.
He didn't
fun.
try the yawn and arm trick. Did he?
Oh,
I cut
went
a hole
straight for the
in my popcorn, but he got his own popcorn. So now I was just sitting there with my dick and some popcorn like a weirdo.
just both reached for the same kernel at the same time. Yeah, no, I like Pearl a lot. I can't wait to see Infinity Pool this year with Mia Goth, the Brandon Cronenberg film.
Are we going to get Maxine this year?
I think so.
I
This
hope so.
year?
Yeah.
Nice.
I think it's later in the year, but I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Well,
also this is one of those things where I can admit that Pearl is better than X. X is higher on my list. I'll just go ahead and say that. But
Well, they're connected, but they're two totally different movies and styles. So,
But they're fucking fun, dude.
oh yeah,
I expected Pearl to be a lot more fucked up based on how fucked up X was. Like me and Chris, the whole time watching it, are going, "Oh yeah, she's gonna fuck that scarecrow." I mean, she didn't fuck the scarecrow, right?
and she fucked the scarecrow. It took a while for the shoe to drop, though.
It never did get as crazy as I was thinking. Like there was some weird shit with like her dad in the bathtub and shit. Like,
Well, I think
I
that's
didn't know what
where
was going on there.
I think that's where you're kind of, because that's kind of what Ty West does, is he always tries to fuck up your expectations, and he's so good at it. And so you're sitting there waiting for things to go crazy, but then you just get that like 10-minute monologue from Mia Goth, and you're just kind of like, whoa, like that was.
And how
fucking
long did
awesome.
she stare at the camera when the credits rolled?
Like,
oh, that
probably
was some good
10
shit. Yeah.
At least 5 minutes.
It was a long time.
I mean,
she was always striking to me. Cure for Wellness, a movie I like a lot, got a lot of hype. Nobody saw in theaters, and she doesn't have a lot of dialogue in it. But if you're a fan of hers, go back and watch Cure for Wellness. It's really unique. It kind of almost turns into like a Hammer type movie. I like it a lot.
You know, I picked that up in a lot of movies that I got off of Facebook Marketplace. I
Yeah.
haven't watched it yet, dude. I literally had to leave those outside to let them air out because I think somebody smoked on top of them. They didn't smoke around. They were using them in the process somehow.
I've never bought anything off of there.
Facebook Marketplace, I always get good shit off there. That's the only time I've ever bought anything and I was like, wow, this smells funny.
They should, yeah. Well, maybe not for that
Normies
reason.
sell their movies for nothing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Coasters.
But that's the
basically
thing. You're usually
VHS to them at this point.
sometimes you're just getting like the super mainstream stuff that might be worth like $1 if you're lucky. But
Every once in a while.
you'll
You
get
find
that
that-
one
you
that
find
bought
that guy.
that Scream Factory randomly that they don't even know
And
what
that's
they
all
have.
you need, man. That's all you need.
Yeah.
You just need that
It
one
makes
guy.
it all worth it. What's up, Corey?
Hey, what's up?
What up? What up?
Schmurs and Durs.
Schmurs and Dirt.
That's what they call me.
I saw you on Master Chaos's podcast, and I was not feeling good that night, and I missed the last bit, so I don't know what your big picks for the year were.
You weren't feeling good that night. I had a rough night after that show.
Oh yeah, well,
that
was your-
was that was the big
We'll
money.
we'll just leave it at that. But yes,
Oh, you don't want to describe it to everybody?
no, not especially. Not on air, I don't think.
off-air
Talk about
interview
it
with your
off-air.
bathroom.
Yeah,
That's the Patreon page, folks.
Yeah. I like Pearl a lot. I mean, I was telling you guys off air, I'm making my top 10. I've got 7 movies that are just absolutely in my top 10. And then there's like 15 that I'm sorting through to see what's going to crack the
I'm
bottom.
imagining a lot of this is going to overlap.
Well, that's
But,
that's why I'm doing top 5, and these are kind of like honorable mentions. I mean, I guess this is my top 10, but these 5 I've listed are kind of like so close. And there are other ones too that are just really close, but
Yeah.
the top 5 are like a step apart, I
I need
think.
to watch Pearl again, though.
Now, are
Yeah.
you just doing horror? Are you just counting horror on your list right now, or are you opening it
Yeah.
up?
I mean, I can throw in. I mean, you can say whatever, man. I'll throw in my favorite non-horror later. Y'all want to do that?
Sure. Non-horror wise, one that's pretty good. I don't know if anybody saw it, but Emily the Criminal. It's a cheap Blu-ray.
Aubrey Plaza, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll
Better
watch
than you
anything with
think.
her in it.
Well, you definitely see that then.
I mean, I haven't watched a lot of non-horror that's new this year.
Yeah.
But for me, it was Clerks 3.
Oh yeah, that's me too, man.
Yeah.
But
Nobody else
sometimes-
saw The Whale yet, right?
Jake had a stroke while he was watching it. Evidently, is all I can figure. Everybody pray for Jake. He gets better.
Jake, were you a fan of the first two Clerks or Kevin Smith in general?
Yeah,
And you didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
That's so weird.
Well, I'm assuming it's because you didn't think it was as funny as the other two movies. And that I would agree with, because I know a lot of people, that's their thing.
It was just, I don't know. Rehash too much of the first one, and man, that heart attack has really fucked him up.
Well, I think it hinges on you being attached to the franchise for it to really hit you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think if you've never watched a Clerks movie and you go in, you're probably gonna hate it, right?
Clerks 3 hit me like a ton of fucking bricks, man.
It
I
did
cried
not-
like a little bitch.
I was
mean,
I
really
was
thinking
close.
I was really thinking about those three movies, and so I was a senior in high school when the first one came out, and to me, that first one was about like finding direction in your life, and that's kind of where I was when that was out.
Yeah.
The second one was like more about relationships, and when it came out, man, I was kind of in that same realm. Like, what am I doing in this relationship? Is this the right person? And then this one, I'm at that point in life where it's like you're thinking about your own mortality all the time, and what you've done in the past, and they all
No.
just fell right in line with me.
All three of those movies speak to real things in life, and it deals with them in a really interesting way.
And like Corey said, like even with that middle movie, not if you're not necessarily having relationship issues, it's still like first time job, kind of middle
My
aged
thing
job,
with
and then like Twilight
When
job or whatever.
What I identified with in Clerks 2 was like seeing the people that like you probably like maybe you went to high school with that seemed to kind of like have it all figured out, and like they're making, it feels like everybody's making all kinds of money and you're kind of just spinning your wheels and you don't feel as good as those people or whatever. And like, because I wouldn't, I think everybody goes through that where they think like, man, unless you're just one of these people who's fucking killing it. Like, I think everybody goes through just like, oh man,
You can see yourself in that movie
Yeah,
for sure. Or if you don't, you certainly will.
pickle fucker.
Yeah.
that's why I think that second one's the best. There are a lot of different little themes going on in there.
Oh yeah, second one is
Yeah.
by far the best. 3 was really good though. I know Jake disagrees, but it was.
Oh, I don't want
the
to give
funny
away
thing-
everything, but that computer, when he sets the computer there, I was like, oh fuck.
But and also as far as the not as funny, it wasn't. But I'll argue that Elias is just as funny. And if you watch him in the background,
Yeah.
like he'll crack you up. Like every time he's in the shot, he's cracking you up.
He like makes a deal with Satan to save Randall. I just love how every time you see him, he progressively is dressing more and more ridiculous until he's just like in a Prince outfit with like the hair and like the metal finger protectors and shit.
That wasn't in the script, right? That was an
No.
Elias idea. He came up to the costumer and was like, "Hey, like, do you have a cape?"
Like just
And-
keep making it crazier.
And he kept making it crazier and crazier every day, and it become like a game with the crew to see how crazy he could like go by the end of it.
The best one's actually probably like when he powders his whole face white and he has like a blouse.
Good stuff.
He pulls his pants down for Satan, like in the middle of the hospital. No!
Enter me, Satan. Yeah, no, I liked it a lot. I was surprised too because I'm not a fan of Kevin Smith's
But
recent
then it
movie.
kept going and going. Man, I feel like that's gonna be a rubber band effect. I think people are starting to get sick of these
Long
movies.
ass
Just,
movies.
come on, man. Give me 90 minutes.
Yeah, there's
There
a
are,
reason.
there are certain directors, certain filmmakers who, in my eyes, can handle telling you a story for 2.5, 3 hours. They're very, very few and far between.
Yeah.
I think now it's just about content, watch hours on a streaming service. That's why they're doing it.
Yeah, no, that is true.
Like, as masterful as Martin Scorsese is, like, I've only watched The Irishman all the way through one time.
Really? I like it a lot. I watched it 3 times, and
I
don't feel the runtime at all.
I really like
What's
the
up, Big
movie,
T?
man.
Hey, Big T, what's up?
Is there an official release date for Maxine? Because I haven't heard it.
I don't think so.
I think it's like the end of this year. I think. I don't think there's an official, unless I missed it, and I might have. Yeah. None of you've seen The Whale, right?
Fall 2023.
Oh, there you go. It'll be a Halloween release then.
It's already started filming. So
Yeah.
Happy New Year to you too.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, The Whale. Whew. Man, I think Brian O'Halloran should be nominated for Clerks 3. I'm sure he won't be. But
He knocked it out of the fucking park. I'll give you that. The man.
he did, and it was very natural too. That's what drew me in. I was like, man, I can see myself there. Like, it was rough.
Oh, I knew it was over when it showed him, like, in the theater. I was like, oh, fuck, he's dead. He's dead.
Well, yeah, when he went down, you're not going to have 2 heart attacks like that.
Yeah.
I kind of was like, oh, fuck. And it hits every bit as much as you'd expect. But I'd love to see it be between him and Brendan Fraser for The Whale. So far, I've still got a lot of Oscar stuff I need to see, though.
I don't know, man. I can't. Like, I usually get around to those kind of like melodrama things, but I don't ever like seek them out.
Well,
and
you
get
sat
excited.
out on The Wrestler for how many fucking years?
Yeah. Well, The Wrestler's different. The Wrestler's something I was extremely interested in. I just never got around to it.
You're not into Super Fat Dudes, the Mummy remix?
But The Whale seems more like Patch Adams, Philadelphia. That's what The Whale seems like to me, more than The Wrestler. You know what I'm saying?
I never thought anybody
No.
lumped Patch Adams and Philadelphia in the same category.
It's just those really sappy, like Oscar bait melodrama movies. You know?
Dude, I think you looked at something wrong.
Unless you've already done it, and I haven't heard, before you watch The Whale, you've got to watch Jaws. Okay.
Okay.
It's very, like, it all takes place in, like, basically one little apartment.
Well, it was a play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just seeing what grief did to this guy. It's also a great motivator because, you know, you look at it and things like, man, you could let things get way out of hand, and this guy did. And I don't want to give anything away, but it's his daughter. I can't think of her name, but she's the Max from Stranger Things.
Anybody else have a hard time like bringing themselves to watch downer movies?
Oh yeah, I got to be in the right mind frame, dude. That's how people get into trouble.
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying. I don't seek that stuff out.
Yeah,
A lot of times I'll end up watching them, but no,
Sometimes
I
I'm in
usually
that
want to
mood.
watch like Dream Warriors, Jason Takes Manhattan.
My life's already the shit, so I don't need to.
I don't know. As weird as it sounds, dude, sometimes I'm in that mood where I feel like shit and like
You
my
need
God,
to purge too. Yeah.
we're gonna drill this sorrow into the ground.
Yeah, sometimes. And it depends. Different movies hit you in a different way. Like, I can't relate as much to Brendan Fraser. I sure as hell like Brian O'Halloran. Fuck, I mean, that could be more or less me, depending how life would have gone. I get that, Ben. But, I don't know, it depends. It's obviously sad, but I don't want to give everything away. I think you guys will enjoy it. Just wait till you're in the right.
Sometimes I just have to come home and watch Caddyshack. You know, I don't.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I usually most of my time is
still
spent
room for
rewatching stuff that is fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Some stuff is just so on point with how sad it is that it's remarkable that I have to see it multiple times.
I don't think it's the most depressing Aronofsky movie. If that,
That's got to be Requiem for a Dream. Like, I'm not sure of many more depressing movies than that.
yeah, that was just like, don't do drugs. Like, definitely
Yeah,
not.
man.
You're gonna.
I mean, I still did drugs, but it was. I definitely thought about that movie.
All right. Well, we'll get back to the horror because this is my
The horrors
actual
of life.
top 5. And number 5 is Barbarian.
Bazinga!
Jake, did you not like Barbarian?
I liked first half, and then it just second half killed it for me.
Oh no. Well, I loved
enjoyed
it. Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot to say without spoiling it, which I kind of don't.
Let's not tell if you. I don't want to spoil anything because I went into it completely not knowing what the fuck was going on. I think that's what you have to do.
I'll just say Justin Long is hilarious, and you fucking hate him.
You know what I said about that movie is like, it reminds me of a Seinfeld episode because there's like 3 stories going on.
Yeah.
And then it all comes together in the end.
Yeah. It's ironic. Justin Long made, I think, maybe the worst horror movie of the year. I think it was called House of Darkness, or at least it's in contention. It was
That
really
dude
bad.
will do a movie for like $400. I'm pretty sure.
I think he commands a little bit more than that. He's not like a superstar, but it's like,
But everybody's hiring the guy, so evidently he's in a bookable price point.
Well, he's always a bright spot for me. I've always
Hey, don't get me
enjoyed
wrong.
him.
I love Justin Long. I'm just saying he'll do anything.
You know who he reminds me of a little bit? Jess Graham.
there you go.
He was one of the better parts of Clerks 3.
We need to raise money and just remake his entire filmography with Jess.
Yeah.
Or let's do just shorts. Like, we could do a Jeepers Creepers with Jess.
We'll do our
We'll
own
make
Justin Long
Jess
biopic
get a tattoo.
with Jess.
There you go. There you go. So Jess, this one we're gonna throw you down this thing. We don't have a lot of money, so just tuck your chin. You should be good.
Randy St. Randy. Is that from
Yeah.
fucking?
It's I thought it was Brandon St. Randy. Brandon St. Randy.
He did I mean,
You know.
technically it's a rom-com, but it's funny. I think it's called Going the Distance with Drew Barrymore. It was pretty good. There's a scene where they start having sex in the kitchen, and then the lights come on, and like her dad is sitting there eating a sandwich. It's hilarious. Yeah, Piz, House of Darkness. I mean, not just boring, but it's just dumb.
So that came out this year too.
Yeah.
I've
it
never
came
even
out
heard of
around
it.
the same time.
I missed it.
I couldn't fathom anybody liking it, personally. There you go.
Nice.
That's one of the things about my top 5 is. My top 5 is stuff I can rewatch. That's a big criteria for me with like favorite movies, and I think I could rewatch Barbarian, especially a second watch to see if there's anything you didn't catch or something.
It's got a lot of issues, but I had fun with it. I enjoyed Barbarian.
Yeah, I mean, I get
top
people's
10.
complaints about like character choices and stuff. I get that, but it didn't bother me.
Or not like discovering the rope and all. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't think that one's gonna have any sequel, Big T. I don't know. I guess they could come up with something, but I don't think so.
All right, we'll move on to number 4, and that one is X.
Nice.
And I mean, what can you even say that hasn't been said a billion times? This was like the first half of 2023, this movie was like all people talked about.
This is your number 4?
Yeah.
Holy shit! I can't wait to see what's next. Then, Jesus.
It's gonna be very different than a lot of people's. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna diss on it. It's not. It's like top 3. I mean, that's pretty highly regarded. Or top 4, but the rest of them just kind of hit with me a certain way. They were like just kind of my kind of movies, and this one is too. It just fell in number 4.
His number 1 is not. He's said it several times throughout the year.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you watch my channel or any of the streams I'm on, you know my number 1.
I know X is on a lot of people's number 1s. I like X a lot. I mean, obviously, I'm a guy into the, golden era smut as well as horror. So,
No.
it was gonna connect with me no matter what.
You never mentioned it, man.
But I don't know, on rewatches, like, I still enjoy it, but it's not, I don't want to give away my list, but it's not like tip top. It's a really good movie, though.
Well, I watched it twice. That first time in the theater, and then when I first bought it, and that second watch, I enjoyed it just as much.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean,
Did
just
you have like a weird theatrical experience with that or something? Like it was just you and like a random person.
I did. It was me in the center, and then like 4 rows back, all the way on the end, was this like chick who I'm assuming was like a teenager. And like that when it got to that sex scene in the bed with the like old people, I just like I heard her chair squeak, and I like looked back, and then I just felt like the tension in the theater like grow. And it was probably all in my head, but it was just really weird because it's just me and this young girl like a few rows back, and we're watching these
two old puppets go at it.
It's not a long
Can we
scene.
just have a moment of silence for a dude who got cucked and then fucking stabbed in the face or like in the neck?
That scene, I was like, oh my god, like some people thought he was being the bad guy. I was like, you don't spring something like that on somebody.
I have so much to say about that. I said that in my review of it, and I was so frustrated when that movie first hit because everybody was acting like Jenna Ortega was in the right.
Yeah.
No, she cut that dude. He was crushed. She made him film her. Like, get out of here, man. She was a fucking and then she runs out whenever he goes missing and says, "Well, I didn't want to break up." Fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
You're fucking fuck.
Fuck you, Jenna Ortega.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I love her, but I didn't love her character in that fucking
By the way,
movie.
did she sell her soul to Satan in 2021? Because they put her in fucking everything this year.
It's true.
I mean, she's she's the new Scream Queen.
I like her.
Or an Elias.
Yeah, I don't know what in particular. Like, I haven't seen. She's never been bad, but I don't think she's like hit something out of the park for me yet or anything.
She's in everything this year, man. Or last year.
Yeah, Wednesday for sure.
She's in Studio 66 as well, wasn't she? Or Studio 666 or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Scream?
She was
The
one of
Foo
the
Fighter movie.
Yeah.
Scream. Yeah. She was busy this year.
She was also in one of my worst movies. It wasn't this year; it might have been last year, and I can't remember what it was called. But
Oh, that one that just hit Hulu. I've been thinking about watching it. Carnage. Something Carnage.
yeah, it could be that. It wasn't very. I didn't like it.
That
Felt like
feels
something
like-
she shot before.
Yeah, that feels like something that got shelved, and then when she started getting attention, they were like, "Hey,
Yeah.
this piece of shit."
Oh, you like that, do you? Here.
All right, number 3. Crimes of the Future.
Oh, okay.
I think
I'd
a
say
lot
yeah.
of people hate it, I guess. Which I mean, Cronenberg.
It's so
you gotta
different.
expect that.
Well, I mean, it's nowhere near my top Cronenberg, but it is very authentically Cronenberg.
Yeah, and it's just that
what is it about?
It's
It's
about
about
how
others.
much humans suck, and how resisting the fucking like side effects of the shit that we do to ourselves is futile. Like that's basically what the movie is. It's classic
Yeah.
Cronenberg, and I fucking loved it.
Nice family comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it, Ben. Yeah, no, I loved it. It's weird. I don't know who said this. It's some podcast I was listening to, and I think it's true. It's like, I love the movie, but I don't know that I'd recommend it to anyone necessarily. It's just very, very idea driven, very weird.
Yeah, and it's not giving you like
Yeah, don't
It's-
wait for the big action scene at the end. It's not coming. It's just, yeah.
and it's telling you something that like honestly nobody wants to hear, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
nobody wants to hear that shit.
Yeah,
But you
it's
can't
mid-level
argue.
Cronenberg. But mid-level Cronenberg is still great.
Did anybody hate it?
I haven't
Oh, I
seen it
don't know.
yet. I'm not a huge Cronenberg fan anyway, so
Then you're not going to like it, Jake, honestly. Like, I would be amazed if you don't like a lot of his other stuff that you would go in and say, I love Crimes of the Future.
What's up,
Hey, Jessica!
That's good. Yeah, I'm with you, Jake. I'm not a huge fan. I like Videodrome and
yeah.
uh,
The Fly, usually, The Brood.
Well, the fly is my favorite. Like by far, I've always just loved the Fly.
maybe controversial to say this, but I'm not a big Scanners fan, honestly.
I'm not either. Scanners is his worst movie, I think.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Really?
It is. I like
Whoa.
the Scanners sequels, including Scanner Cop sequels, better than the original.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you're
man,
getting a
maybe
new
you got the
TV.
wrong tape, bro. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, Cronenberg, I struggle because he's such a huge deal to me. I guess Videodrome would be my go-to answer, but I don't think he's ever made a bad movie.
Oh, I like what's the movie with Ed Harris and Vigo?
A History of Violence.
Yeah, I like that too.
The last huge studio release on VHS.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, you can't go wrong. I mean, if nothing else, you'll find the movies interesting, even if you don't love them. The Brood, I mean, come on, great movie.
I wasn't crazy about Shooters.
Shivers.
I haven't
Okay.
watched that yet. I picked it up a while ago, and I still haven't watched it yet.
It's early
it's his
Cronenberg,
it's his
but-
first movie, isn't it?
I think so.
feature, but yeah, I mean, there's also Rabid. I love Rabid. The only Cronenberg movie I haven't watched in many years is Fast Company, but even that I remember being a decent little movie.
All right, and are y'all ready for my number 2? Because I think nobody's gonna agree with this one being in the
Yeah,
top 5.
This was a surprise at 3.
I liked it quite a bit, man.
Jake
don't-
disagrees with your list.
How much would
Yeah.
you have been excited, Jake, if it was that fucking Leprechaun movie?
There was a Leprechaun movie. This year?
Oh, it ain't making it.
Not that leprechaun. Different leprechaun.
Well, I'm assuming we're talking about Chauncey Phillips Leprechaun movie, right?
Well, that's my worst
that
movie
level.
of the year. Anything Cool Duder was in, because god damn.
Okay, well, here's my thing about Christmas Bloody Christmas. Okay? This movie is just a movie for me, I feel like.
It's very Chris centric. I'll give you that. I like it.
That last half of the movie, and especially the third act, that whenever he's like an animatronic Santa Claus, all I'm sitting there thinking is this feels like something I would have seen on cable TV when I was a kid. Like it feels like Class of 1999, which I grew up watching like every chance I got. I just fucking loved it, man. It's just so like no
I
plot,
wish,
like really
it's
like
fun.
like the dialogue at the beginning went on too long. It's not a perfect movie by any means.
Yeah.
I can see why some people hated the characters, but the last half of the movie, I don't care. All that went away when I saw the last half of the movie.
It's a fun action film. I wish that, I mean, if he's a robot, make him a little bit more like a robot, because it just felt like a guy in a suit. That was kind of, there was a lot of little things with that. What's up, Ghost?
Ghost knows.
Oh,
He knows.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. It's not going to be on my top 10, not to give too much away, but it was fun. I felt like some of the dialogue about her favorite movies, like Pet Sematary 2 is better than Pet Sematary, or Freddy's Dead is the best of the entire franchise. I was like,
she's almost not wrong about that, though. Okay,
it's nobody's favorite.
Even
that's where they went too far.
Favorite.
I like Freddy's Dead, but it's nobody's favorite.
I was just like, just decapitate this bitch and make it a Drew Barrymore situation. We get somebody else.
Yeah, that's where I say, like, if you get to the point where they get to the dude's truck, that's when I started like thinking, like, okay, like, stop with the dialogue.
Yeah.
If they could have done something different from there to the point that Santa enters the mix, that would have helped it a lot, I think. But
yeah,
I'm not a big fan. I can't remember the director's name, but way too much fucking neon for me, man. Cut that shit out of there.
You can never have enough neon.
You can, and it's so apparent in this fucking movie.
No way.
Yes. God, Jesus Christ.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be posting a link to a GoFundMe to fund research for Jake and whatever the fuck is going on with his brain.
Well, see, here's the thing.
We're going to get him checked out, so we'll post a link to that, y'all.
Here's the last thing.
We're going to be selling t-shirts.
Everybody kind of agrees that this was a strong year for horror, right?
Oh, yeah.
And see, I'm the opposite.
There's something for everybody.
I'll be a pessimist, Jake.
No, I didn't love everything everybody else loved.
I think you just
like
need a
this.
hug.
I didn't see as much as everyone else, but I'm with you there, Jake. It was more miss than hit for me.
Jake, I thought you were one of the dudes who would love this movie too.
I went in thinking it, but it not as advertised as me. If he was like he was at the end with the fucking laser eyes, looking like the poster, yes. But it looked like a Silent Night, fucking Deadly Night remake.
No,
what's wrong with that?
That dude.
That's how it started out.
That dude he killed it as the robot, man. He was just, I mean, it's so simple, and he just did what he needed to do. He stayed stiff. He would he played a robot. He played a robot. Well, I'm not gonna say that, but somebody kept bringing up how he was breaking character. I'm just gonna say, in the first Terminator, fucking Arnold breaks character. So that's not really an argument for me.
There were a lot of little things. I did like the movie. I was very entertained by it. Another thing, and this, I don't want to come off like a pervert, but it's a sleazy movie, and if you're gonna have a sex scene, don't make it a clothed sex scene. Just shoot it at an angle that the actress doesn't have to show nudity. It's just a pet peeve. It's so dumb to me. I don't know.
Well, that's the 2022 You
Yeah,
can have
it
a
was
dude's
a
head
little-
split in half and shit, but you can't have a titty.
The lighting in this one was like a little bit too much. Like there were a few points where I thought it was obscuring things.
No
I
one
think
has that much fucking neon. No one.
Well, yeah, no.
Hey, if I could have that much neon, I would. Yeah, it was like incense and that fog machine juice.
I'll take some incense, a dildo, and a Chucky doll, please.
That was weird, man. It was like, I want to get a blacklight poster, a vibrator, and some fake.
Hey, our mall still has those blacklight posters. I need to grab one before they're gone, man.
How is that Spencer's open, dude? That's the only thing that's in there, I think.
Yeah, dude.
There ain't much.
The second I saw that kid, I was like, "Oh, that kid's eating shit." Like this is a Joe Bigos movie. That kid is a goner, dude.
You know, I'm so mad that RJLE is going to put this out on physical because there will be no HDR. It will be handled poorly, and it will be $7 at Walmart.
Hey, that's all I want.
Well,
baby.
that's $7 more than I'd pay for it. So they should have paid me $7 to watch this.
I'll get out of here. All right, number one. Let's
Finally,
see.
something we can agree on.
Walker.
Terrifier 2 is the best movie that came out this year.
Hell yeah, brother.
I like how you said that. It just is like punctuation the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's just first off, and I said this a little in my Blu-ray review, just the feat of making a 2.5 hour slasher movie that doesn't feel too long is insane. And I've
It feels
rewatched
too
it.
long.
I don't think so.
You could cut out the whole dream shit.
No,
I
that
mean-
seems awesome.
Yeah,
Nah. I'm like, you could cut all that out. There's a good 30 minutes at least.
and that's another
You
thing
pull
I
out of
was
there.
saying. You could take almost any movie, and including this one, and if you're looking at it critically, you can see things that you could cut. But when I'm watching the movie, I don't ever get that like, all right, let's go feeling.
I'll
fine.
give you
It's a
that
smooth
it
ride
did go
the
by.
whole way.
It went by a lot better than I was anticipating. Like, I was really dreading the runtime.
Yeah,
It go by.
it's not boring, but you certainly
No, it's not
can cut
boring.
some
Yeah.
shit and not lose anything. And
Which, by the way, Chris, for you, have you rewatched this at home?
Yeah,
So you did finally get to see the side boob.
yeah, I did, and you oversold it. I'll just say that.
Hey, man, I
I
don't think I
expected
oversold
more.
it. I don't think I oversold. I said it was side boob. I don't know what you were expecting.
I wanted to see some like, you know,
More like front boob, and then I would have said boobs.
no,
But no,
this
I
was
said
like
side boob.
this was like almost rear boob.
It was not. You saw where they cupped under and rounded side boob.
Well, maybe I need to watch it again. That's a good excuse.
I know the lead actress is very like anti nudity. Said like she's been on
It's a
some
shame.
podcasts talking about it.
That's
It's
a
a shame
shame.
because she is one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my entire life.
Just we our review of that was like super popular before a recent body chemistry show somehow broke into the titty algorithm and exploded. But yeah, we got to interview David too, which was really cool. For
Well,
like
I just-
a short one.
I just want to throw this out to Ghost. If I get what you're saying, but this is done in a way that's almost like tongue in cheek. It's sadistic, but art
It's
is hamming it
slapstick
up.
and how over the
Yeah.
top it is.
Art is hamming it up so much, and like reveling in it so like absurdly that it's just like.
Yeah, like I'm gonna cut a hole in you, pour bleach in, and yeah, like very.
Oh, Jesus. That was a good kill. That was a mean ass. That was mean ass kill right
And
there.
the way it's done is so perfect, dude. Because like any other movie, it would have ended before that. But then he leaves the room, and you're like, "All right, that was a sweet kill." And then, bam, there he is. And he like runs in. He's like fucking cheesing ear to ear. That's like, oh my God.
When the mom comes in, he's sitting on the bed, like cutting her up.
And you know, that was an animatronic. I figured they put her head through the wall and had her lift her head. That's an animatronic. It looks so creepy, dude. It's got that uncanny shit going on.
Well, it's pretty cool to have a $30,000 movie than a $200,000 sequel kick as much ass as this did this year. So it's a success story no matter what. I actually liked it a lot. There are some things I would change, but yeah, sometimes you need your gore fix, and hey, you get it in spades.
All right, we've changed some minds tonight, fellas. He's gonna give it a chance.
It's farcical in nature.
It's worth one watch
brutality.
at least. I don't think you'll be disappointed personally.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd recommend it to Ghost. I mean, it. I don't know. I wouldn't argue against people calling it gore porn, but hey, I like some gore porn once in a while.
I'd argue it hits that Dead Alive amount of gore almost.
Yeah.
So that's the way I'm looking at it. Is like, okay, it's so fucking ridiculous.
Do we
I have
have any
hope for
Neil,
the third one.
real quick? Do we have any Neil Breen fans in the house?
I'm trying to think which movie we're talking here. Hold on.
Well, what's that one he did where he's like an alien who comes back to Earth and decides he's going to destroy the whole planet? If you haven't heard of Neil Breen, I suggest Googling him and checking out his films because he's
I know. Yeah, I know Neil Breen, but I'm trying to.
he's a pretty bold, independent filmmaker. I'll just say that.
Trying to see what his new film is. If I've even.
T, I hope they pump them out forever. I want Terrifier Part 12. You know what I'm saying? I would watch them forever.
Well, 3 is almost guaranteed to get a decent, nice budget, I'd imagine, after.
Yeah, but what's a nice budget compared to 200,000? $5 million? What could he do with $5 million bucks?
That's what
You're
I'm
not
saying.
going to jack
I hope,
it up too much because it's like,
I hope
okay,
he
well,
banks that
we can
money.
do this.
Yeah, I hope he banks that money, keeps it like, I mean, this time bump it up to 600. Work your way up to $1 million after 2 or 3 movies because he can make them great that cheap. And
Well,
like,
the
keep
bigger
it
the
going,
budget, too, like, you never know. Like, well, maybe we
You got to think
can't have.
how hard it is to like
Yeah.
make movies on that tight of budget. I'm sure Homeboy wants a little breathing room.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
but he's got it now.
Yeah,
So
that's
there's
what I'm
like,
saying. He for
well,
sure has that.
Now this is $10 million. Maybe Art doesn't have to shit in the decapitated woman's neck. I mean, like let's
And I
roll it
didn't
back
like the
a
little
little
girl.
bit.
I did not like the little girl.
I love the
What?
little.
I did too.
Hell
I'd
yeah.
See, I want to explore more of the supernatural shit with him at the end. That's another thing that I was talking to, I think, Lauren about.
I think
like, I
it's
wanna
gonna
see a
happen,
little
but I think
more.
it's gonna be. I think it's gonna slowly unfold. I don't think we're gonna know by the next movie, or hopefully even the movie after that. I think he's just gonna give you bits and pieces, and maybe
It's
like
all well and good till the director gets in some kind of trouble and we have a Jeepers Creepers situation where we don't get an answer.
But is this the most double dipped new release ever? Because everybody's
Yeah.
buying like all 3 copies of it.
I haven't bought it yet, and I need to. I just keep forgetting because I'm like, oh, I got to get that 4K from Best Buy, and I don't go in Best Buy anymore, and just
Yeah,
haven't
I
gotten
haven't-
around to it.
I didn't double dip on it, but I've seen so many people who have.
Well,
Like Ben did, a bunch of people have.
I think Kruger did. Yeah.
I think
When it's
I think
all-
Christian did too.
yeah, he did. When it's all said and done for me, I'll have 4 versions of it. The Walmart exclusive, Best Buy, Amazon, and the Umbrella. That big $100 Umbrella release one. I think it's Umbrella.
Yeah, that
Has
one's
the
got
VHS.
that one's a
and-
box set.
Yeah,
It's got
Whoa.
All Hallows Eve and the
first one.
Yeah.
Fucking nerds.
didn't know. It's $150 out of stock. Damn it, I missed it.
God damn, I'm not that committed. I'm good with the 4K.
It's pretty fucking dope, dude. I
It
don't
was
have any
dope
of
as
these movies.
shit.
It comes with the sunglasses too that he wears.
Yeah,
in
the flower sunglasses.
yeah.
I collect so many movies. I
Did you
just have
already
to
buy
say
that?
no.
Jake?
Yeah.
Hell
Are
yeah.
they fucking Oakley sunflower?
You got to do an unboxing of that, man.
Yeah, you should.
I
You
wanna
might
see
as
that
well.
thing.
You paid
I
under
missed it.
$50.
Even though, no, it's $100. That was my
It's 100.
bad.
Yeah, it's 100.
Oh,
Even for $55, man, they had the box set that didn't have all the shit in it, but it came with 2 nice editions of it. Fuck, it's out. It's out too.
I don't double dip on movies hardly ever, but not only was this my favorite movie of the year, this is up there in probably top 10, top 15 movies.
Will
Off-
they re-release this?
I fucking love this movie.
Yeah.
it made a hell of a profit, man. That turned into a monster. So I would even say people that dislike the movie like should at least applaud it for, you know, an indie movie that was able to, and definitely an indie movie,
Yeah.
the first one that was able to rise up and all of a sudden do this.
This is
That's
some
amazing.
This is some Blair Witch type of shit, you know. It is. It's
Yeah, not that
Gonna
much
go
money,
down.
but yeah. Big.
Oh, I hadn't
Yeah.
seen the Steelbook, man.
Yeah,
The
what's a
Steelbook
Walmart
is-
exclusive?
It's
That
dope.
thing is fucking dope, dude. The
Yeah.
inside of that with like the rainbow set and shit.
It's pretty sick. Like that's. Look at that cover art. Just look at it. I could look at it all day.
Damn it, Jake! I'm very jealous of that box set, man. I probably would have hopped on that, honestly.
I thought about it, man, but I just couldn't. But I wanted to. I have not seen the menu. I
I'm
think
using my number 3.
I like the menu a lot. It's not that kind of standard most dangerous game kind of thing that you might
It
be
was really
expecting.
cool, man.
I don't think it's gonna be my cup of tea, so I mean I might watch it. But
Here's the
I
thing,
don't-
Jake. I think
Yep.
it is.
It might surprise you. Maybe
It's
not, but
interesting.
it might surprise you. Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's there's a lot going on. It's a very complex
It
movie.
is. You change your opinions a lot. during the movie.
Yeah.
I do want to see that one.
Most delicious looking cheeseburger ever put on film.
That thing did look good, didn't it?
It did look good, yeah.
I might give it a shot.
It's
Yeah.
worth it, man. It's pretty cool.
It just seemed like it was. I didn't watch the trailer or nothing, but just kind of seemed like it'd be an art housey.
It's not that at all.
Okay,
It-
good.
It's not that, but it's not a people being hunted on an island
No
movie
it's not
either.
that either. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the people are stuffy, Jake, and they're stuffy for a reason. I don't know what you're catching those like hoity-toity vibes off of it.
Gotcha. I'll check it out.
where is that? Is that on HBO Max?
Yeah.
It's on HBO. Max. Watch it, dude. It's good.
I will.
I mean, you could still top it. It's
He's-
just, yeah.
He did say he was gonna top the bedroom scene in the third one, so we'll see.
I mean,
Well, I
you get
did-
to
I
that
kinda
point,
wondered
you
if he
are
could-
like comedy territory, but yeah.
I was kind of wondering if he could top the Saw scene in the first one, and he did. So I have faith in the dude. I mean, the respect I have for Damien Leone is like that dude. I mean, I heard he turned down studio backing so he could keep complete control. You know how rare that is? You have to be a special kind of person to do something like that, and he fucking did it apparently. I mean, he could
Yeah.
have probably tripled his budget and like had a lot of the workload taken off of his hands, and he
You
turned
would have
it down.
lost. You would have. It wouldn't have been the same film, though. I guarantee you that.
Jake, did you say you have the Amazon edition of it?
I got the Amazon and the Walmart right now.
What's up with the Amazon one? What is it?
It's got a different cover, slip cover, Amazon exclusive slip cover. See, this is weird. Walmart got an exclusive, Amazon and Best Buy.
It's just the poster art, right?
Which one?
The Amazon one.
No, it's a different artwork. The steelbook is the poster Chris has. That's the cover to the steelbook.
Yeah, that's my favorite. I like the Amazon cover art, but that's my favorite. I want that on a poster.
Yeah. That's the poster I want to get signed by everybody in March at Warhound.
And yeah, he said he's gonna make the next one more spooky, like the original short, which I'm interested because, I mean, Art is a creepy motherfucker. All he has to do is just stand there. That's unnerving enough, you know. And with David Howard Thornton and as like good he is at that like physical acting, I guess you'd call it.
Oh yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
He really is. Todd saw the Mean One and said, "Yeah, lower your expectations." He's the only one that saw it.
Well, that's made by those UK dudes who are pumping out like. I'll just go ahead and say it. If we got a worst of 2022, fucking The Killing Tree is the worst piece of shit I've seen in years.
Oh, it was okay. I saw worse. I saw worse Chris. It's not. I mean, it's not good, but I saw worse Christmas horror movies this year, to be honest, on Tubi. But the tree killing portions were kind of amusing.
No, they weren't. They were stupid.
Oh, when it turns into the giant tree and pulls people apart.
That was dumb, dude.
Well, it's supposed to be dumb. It's a fucking kaiju Christmas.
Well, no, because the rest of the movie was dead serious and like
that's an issue.
Not
with
even
a lot
related
of
to it.
That's an issue with a lot of these UK movies, the lower budget ones that are flooding Walmart. It's like sometimes it's like, okay, you're making kind of a cornball movie, but then you pad it with a lot of like melodrama and just dialogue that's kind of extended just to make it a feature-length film.
Yeah, it's the most disjointed shit I've ever seen. It's like a soap opera scene, and then it cuts straight to a big fucking like 2000s era like CGI Christmas tree climbing and jumping around on a house.
So you're not going out to the theater to see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey?
No. I'm any of those UK movies I'm gonna skip.
Well, that one's obviously they're playing with a little bit more money. I feel like I kind of have to. They've already greenlit the second one.
I don't think money's the issue with those filmmakers.
Yeah, well, some of the different filmmakers. Scott Jeffries is the one, though, man. He's produced and also directed, but it's something like over 200 movies in the last like 5 or 6 years. He's got like usually 3 or 4 things at Walmart at the same time. It's crazy.
Yeah. I miss when Charles Band was in charge of the cheap B movie arena.
He's still pumping out stuff.
Yeah, we got to be on like the 18th Killer Bong movie by now.
I was never an Evil Bong guy. Love me some Ginger Dead Man, but not a Evil Bong guy.
They cross over at some point.
They do, and that's when Ginger Dead Man's not as good, in my opinion.
I'm gonna dive into those Evil Bong movies eventually.
I like them. I mean, if I like them, they're Full Moon. That era, Full Moon.
I mean, my era of Full Moon kind of stops in like '96. I feel like.
Ooh, they really, in a way. I always say this. We did a Full Moon show with Christian, like probably a couple of years ago now, but that late '90s, early 2000s period, man, like I mean stuff like Blood Dolls and
Killjoy.
Killer
head of the
Eye.
family, the creep.
I didn't like Killjoy. I think I liked maybe the third Killjoy a little bit, but
I'll admit the first one's probably the worst. But man, I love the sequels.
Yeah, the sequels actually get. That's one of the rare ones where the sequels are a lot better. But I mean, yeah, and that was an era too where we were in that Scream era, so a lot of horror movies were just very much that, whether you loved it or not. Full Moon was different, so I really cherished the head of the families and stuff like the hideous, the weird shit that we were getting from them.
Dude, Moonbeam Entertainment was the shit.
Moonbeam.
Yeah. Used to render cinema for the softcore stuff. Yeah.
I think during that period I was watching Trauma more because I remember renting is it the Chosen One with Carmen Electra where she's like
Chosen One, Legend of the Raven? That randomly came up on a show we have pre-recorded. So
I remember renting that and Redneck Zombies.
God, Redneck Zombies, it's good.
And watching those back to back.
Yeah, Redneck Zombies is a lot of fun. I believe, and I should know this, but I believe I'm in a movie with the director of that, but it was like a scene shot separate thing. I could be wrong. I want to say that's one of the ones where he had some cameo that was done later in a movie I was in. But yeah, Trauma depended. I'm more Full Moon than Trauma, but I'll tell you, if you ever want to talk Trauma, Todd, there is not a human being on this earth that knows more about Trauma than Todd.
Trauma's hit or miss for me. I don't love everything they've done. A lot of it is a little bit too
I'm not huge.
Lowbrow. But then the stuff that hits with me is classic, like Toxic Avenger, classic.
Toxic Avenger is different, man. Like it's
with Trauma, you have to distinguish in-house versus pickups because they'll pick up just about anything. But
I think you can tell, or at least, I mean, yeah.
But they'll also pick up stuff like they have Death by Temptation and Black Roses. That's all good shit. That's all Trauma.
Black Roses.
I mean, they're not Trauma produced, but they're distributed by Trauma.
Yeah, Bloodsucking Freaks is the best thing they ever distributed, as far as I'm concerned. Oh, don't hate on Bloodsucking Freaks.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
I wish he had a couple Twisted Teas in him tonight. This has been priceless.
Bloodsucking Freaks is an amazing movie. I love.
No, the song Chris Jericho they did for it is better than the movie. So
for Joe that's Ball. Where Elvis came from. Oh, I love The Cursed. I love The Cursed. Yeah.
I like The Cursed. I had a big problem with Orphan First Kill that killed it for me.
I liked it.
I didn't want to be sympathetic towards the orphan. She's the villain. That's what killed it for me. The second that twist in the middle was cool, but from that point you're supposed to feel bad for her, and I just don't want to. I want her to be a savage little killer like she was all up to that point,
Yeah, it was fine.
Suffered a little bitch.
But yeah, you can certainly pick out some good stuff from Trauma, but they weren't very choosy at times with what they put on the label, for sure. But
does anybody else have any top ones that I missed?
So we will have our top 10 show. We're going to be a little bit later because we're just catching up on a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, we will have it later this month. Two that I think people might sleep on that I thought were really good, and I don't hear it coming up too much. One is Hellbender. I don't know if anybody watched that on Shudder.
I enjoyed that.
It was made by a mother, father, daughter who also are in the movie, which is kind of wild. I remember thinking this doesn't seem like it's going to be very good. I enjoyed that a lot on Shudder. Little different. but I loved it. Another one that I think deserves more praise is What Josiah Saw, also on Shudder with Robert Patrick and Nick Stahl. Really creepy movie that I think more people should check out. Those are just a couple. We're going to be naming a ton at the end of them. Oh, Piz, cool. I'm going to check that out. I'll try and be in the chat for that. But when we do our top 10, there, again, not to throw what might be where, but you did mention Moloch. Everybody should check that out. Saloon was one of the big surprises of the year for me. So there's going to be a ton of stuff. I think our honorable mentions is going to probably be most of the show, to be honest. Yeah, Piz, Nick Stahl, he's really good at
behavior thing.
Yeah,
he's
actually doing.
Bully.
Did you guys see him in Hunter x Hunter?
Yeah.
I think a couple years ago.
Yeah, I liked that movie a lot.
Talk about intense, messed up endings.
Yeah.
Watch Hunter x Hunter if you haven't checked that out. That is a nasty ending.
And a really good movie leading up to that ending too, I thought.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that movie a lot.
He's no Edward Furlong.
Well, who is though?
Did you ever see that picture of Edward Furlong and Ron Jeremy like in
it looks so bad.
I don't want to hear y'all talking about Eddie Furlong in a bad way.
It makes me feel
he's
good
an American.
to know that I'm more of a heartthrob than Ed Furlong in 2023, and that just makes me feel good.
I disagree, man. He'll always be a heartthrob to me.
I'm probably more believable that kid grew up to be me than grew up to be the actual Edward Furlong.
What's your favorite Edward Furlong movie?
Pet Sematary. Well, Brain Scan. That's a tough one, dude. Probably Brain Scan.
Terminator 2, man.
Well, you can't sleep on American History.
Terminator 2 is the better movie, but your favorite Edward Furlong movie is a little different, I think.
Well, American History X is just such an awesome movie. Not favorite, but I'd also throw out Jimmy and Judy. It's like right before he started to really go down. Pecker's good.
I hope so, Piz.
Maybe he has. I went to 2 conventions there where he had to cancel because I think he was like going for a court date or got arrested. So,
is he still with Monica Keena or whatever?
I believe.
I cannot believe that happened.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened there.
I feel like
he looked like a drunk garden gnome.
I don't want to make any assumptions, but
she has
feel
cataracts.
Like just from seeing those two, that they're probably not good for each other. They probably feed off of each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's also a pretty depressing photo of them at a mall together. Yeah. Not as bad as Michael Madsen, though. I'll tell you what, Ben Grimm. What a piece of crap.
What is it?
Michael Madsen. You can smell the vodka on him in any movie he's done the last 10 years. Good Lord.
What was the last thing Tarantino let him be in? Kill Bill 2?
No, he was in The Hateful Eight.
Yeah, he was in Hateful Eight.
I think he was in Once Upon a Time.
Was he?
I don't think
I think he played somebody on... Yeah, he was at the beginning of one of the Bounty Law deals.
Yeah, Blink and you missed it kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, with Luke Perry or something, I believe. Yeah, he's like the modern day John Carradine, where I feel like somebody's just propping him up and holding the cue card so he can read it off.
Better than being a modern day. Which one's the one that got caught?
David Carradine. Well, he didn't kill himself. What they think? Well, there's a lot of conspiracy theories with David Carradine.
He was whacking it, buddy. It got out of control.
He was hanging, erotic asphyxiation, and he didn't put the lime in his mouth. That's what you're supposed to do if you start to black. If you start to black out, I'm not going to say why I know this. I don't masturbate while trying to hang.
We can talk after the show if you
But-
need to talk. But
You pass out, you bite into the lime, and it wakes you up because it shoots down your throat. David Carradine would be alive if he followed the lime rule. Or you can use a lemon. Yeah.
You know a scary amount about that, Dan. Just
yeah,
saying.
that's
I
Yeah.
almost did a documentary on this stuff, or I tried to anyway.
like that documentary Zoo. Have you ever seen that one?
Well, it wasn't that fucked up, but yeah. That's like next level, but I dealt with people with weird kinks.
That is one to watch, though, man. That is because the dude talking about it and like showing you around the ranch, like he's so nonchalant about the fact they used to go up there and fuck horses on like the third Sunday.
I
I
hear
think-
things.
whatever.
I think everybody's concerned about Dan and his knowledge
Yeah.
of this lime rule.
I hear things.
You're gonna start reaching out, Dan. We're worried
Yeah.
about you.
You getting out enough, Dan? Here, yeah.
Yeah, you know. You never know. Never know. But I'm not going to Carradine myself. Don't worry. There's not going to need to be any 10 bell salutes on anybody's podcast.
You know that? I mean, Robin Williams isn't around to write you a beautiful suicide note.
Yeah. Well, that,
Yeah.
I don't think he was fapping at the
No,
time.
it was The World's Greatest Dad. Have you never seen that movie?
I don't, maybe. I think I know what you're
Yeah,
talking
Robin
about.
Williams plays a dad whose son dies that way. And he cleans it up, makes it look like he's not doing that, and writes this like beautiful suicide note, and it becomes like famous and shit.
Okay. No, only lime spin. You gotta.
I think it's a Bobcat Goldthwait movie. He directed that.
Sounds
He's
about
a-
right.
He's a good director.
What about a grapefruit? That's pretty citrusy.
It's a big
No.
mouth if you can fit a fucking.
Does it have to be a line?
I don't think I
it'd be
could
a
man-
lemon.
I don't think I could masturbate with a grapefruit in my mouth.
Well, you cut like a piece of grapefruit, right? Like you're not putting a whole
Yeah.
lime in your mouth, are you?
I feel like I'm gonna get lockjaw trying to hold the. Yeah, that's not a good idea.
What if it's something porous, like a piece of bread or something soaked in lime juice? Something that'll hold the lime. You got to use a fresh lime.
But you start to pass out, your teeth are gonna go down on the lime, and that's. I don't know. They
I can just
probably
imagine this dude at the grocery store, like, damn, dude, you really like limes, dude. What are you making,
Making
man?
a Sprite.
Margaritas at this guy's house, am I right?
Just checkout guy with the selfie with David Carradine, and it's just a basket full of limes.
What, if
Hey,
it's
what
a
about
Twinkie?
what about a lime Twinkie?
No, it wouldn't work because it doesn't shoot. You know, you just spray like citrus juice down your throat like that. It's gonna activate.
What about a
you.
Domino's lava cake?
It might
I
wake
like
you up, but then you're just gonna choke to death on the cake. So,
But I mean, like bonus points, you wake up to cake.
Exactly.
there you go.
How often does that actually happen?
Ooh, that would burn, Daily Ghost.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't want to.
That's
You better wrap it
dangerous.
first, but yeah. But rest in peace, David Carradine. We did an interview with Joe Castro where we found out he had flame tattoos for pubic hair.
Oh yeah.
He was the type of guy that he lived by his own rules, and he just
Dive
It is,
bomb too.
Here you go. Tide Pod. You bite down on a Tide Pod, it'll squirt.
Where was he when he died? It was one of those countries you go by.
Singapore, maybe. I mean, if you want to do digging, there's a photo of him hanging. That's
Folded up in a wardrobe. Yeah.
I think I'm
Yeah.
good.
I mean, little
Your homeboy
depressing.
was in a
but it's
armoire
out
like a
there.
Narnia story. It was fucked up.
Yeah.
All right,
He
so
was-
hey, anybody got any more movies they like?
I mean, I can go through the top 5 I had there. It's not just horror, and then I'll give you a couple horror honorable mentions. I can do that. I'll give a little love to X. Enjoyed that. I think I liked it less after watching Pearl, which is
Yeah.
maybe unique. And the Texas Chainsaw, I had fun with that early in the year. I know that's kind of hit or miss for a lot of people, but So those will be honorable mentions. My number 5 was Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Got a little Nick Cage as Nick Cage. Number 4 is Nope.
Still haven't seen that.
I like it, man.
I haven't seen it either.
Number 3, Clerks 3.
There you go.
Number 2 was Top Gun Maverick. It kind of brought me back all the nostalgia of Tom Cruise being in the blockbusters when I was a kid, and hit all the right notes. I really enjoyed it. And number 1 is, which I think someone mentioned, may not be rewatchable, but I'm sure I'll watch Barbarian quite a bit in the future. So,
yeah, I kind of disagree with that sentiment. I think it's rewatchable, personally.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, good list. I'm spacing, but the Metaverse movie with Michelle Yeoh.
Oh,
yeah, everything everywhere all at once. Yeah,
that was a wild ass movie, dude. It was fun.
Really good though. Yeah, The Northman. I mean, come on.
Fucking hot dog fingers.
As far as non horror films, for me, Northman. I love The Northman.
See that A24's website was selling those hot dog finger gloves, or were they just extensions for your fingers or something?
They do some weird gimmicks. There was one, the bear, like a stuffed bear from Midsummer, that probably cost like $2, but it's like worth like a few $100s now. Yeah, nope. I didn't hate it. There were things I did not like about it. I was just left kind of, I was more engaged with the Steven Yen stuff than the actual story they were telling.
Yeah, I want the horror movie about the monkey.
Yeah. It's funny to think old time Hollywood and how dangerous that shit was. Like,
yeah, man. You should never use monkeys for anything except being monkeys.
If I became a famous actor, like, you're CGing that monkey. I don't care how stupid it looks. I'm not messing around with it.
Dude, if it calls, there needs to be a monkey in the scene, and somebody better call up the guy. What's his name? Does all the mocap work.
I like that too. That talking about old school Hollywood, they use some old school Hollywood techniques, like shooting the night scenes day for night and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
Big T brings up the hatching. I forgot that's a really good one this year too.
Hatching is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about Hatching, I'm sure. But
No Exit. Did you guys see that one?
I did just see that actually. Yeah.
That's a good one, man.
Yeah.
Glass Onion, is that 2022?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it. I hear people are liking it, and I hear
it is so fucking good, man. I actually like it more than Knives Out.
I will watch any movie with that guy. What's his name?
Benoit Blanc.
Yeah. I will watch any Benoit Blanc movie.
Due to my agonies.
It's a great character, man.
What about an iPad or something?
Well, fuck, you get an iPad Pro.
You get an iPad. To be clear, I do not need an iPad.
I have not seen The Black Phone.
I liked it. It would probably be on my list if I had one.
I'm behind.
I like elements of it. It's another one that I don't know. I didn't hate it, didn't love it.
Dull. Ghost.
Oh,
Neither of those movies were dull, man. They're fun murder mysteries, man.
Ghost, man. I had respect for you, man.
Are you not a whodunit fan, though? I mean, sometimes you're just not into a genre.
Yeah, I love whodunits. Like, that's the thing with me. A whodunit, at least that first watch, is always fun.
His character is so quirky. Like, what is that bathing suit thing?
It's like a weird clothes. Like
it's
kind of just clothes.
Due to my agonies.
Yeah. I mean, there were moments where I thought it was really, really good. The Jeremy Davies is the dad. I thought all those scenes were really powerful. then the rest just, I don't know, it kind of left me cold.
Yeah, Ghost, that's called an ensemble cast. It's fun. And
Kate Hudson, go away.
Kate Hudson can go wherever she wants, in my opinion.
My goodness, that scene where she comes out in the she still got it, man.
Sounds like Jonathan's ready to buy some limes.
Yeah, and Batista.
And Batista was awesome, yeah.
Batista's been growing on me a lot lately.
I kind of love. There's like a weird thing that gets weirder and weirder as he ages on the back of his head.
It's his whole head where he's getting those like weird onion wrinkles. Not onion.
Yeah, it's like a bulldog's like jowls like on the back.
That's exactly what it is floppy jowls on a dog's face on the back of his head.
Yeah, you just want to scratch him, just like good boy.
Have you guys seen the trailer for that new movies and the M. Night Shyamalan?
Hey, Brian.
It's getting hyped up pretty well. I'm not watching trailers anymore.
I'm not either. But I saw that one in the theater.
I do want to say it's based on a book. They're totally burying the author, like he didn't write the popular book it's based off of, Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. They're making it seem like it's an M. Night Shyamalan, like he wrote it. He did not. Now, I don't love the book, actually, but it is super popular. So I'm curious to check out the movie.
I don't know, man. It just doesn't feel like it's going to be for me. Just that concept is just like, and it's M. Night Shyamalan. I'm sure there'll be some twist, but I don't know. What they showed me in the trailer, I'm not interested.
I think we're all can agree we're interested in Renfield, though, right?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I haven't seen the trailer, but I'm seeing.
Fuck yeah.
I'm going to see the movie.
It looks great, so.
I can elaborate, but I'm told you won't be disappointed.
When does that come out?
I should know, but I haven't really checked release date yet.
I'm not sure either. All I know is that, man, he's I said this, I think, to Corey. He is channeling for Lee, which I didn't think about when I heard about it. But when I saw it, I'm like, dude, he's like nailing like Christopher Lee vibes.
Yeah, I was thinking Bela Lugosi. And yeah, I think that's what I was expecting him to try to be Bela Lugosi. I didn't know what
I expected him to just do his own thing. Like, I expected
Bella,
Cameron Poe from Con Air pretending to be Dracula.
Or, maybe he could pull some Vampire's Kiss out of the back pocket.
I'm a vampire.
Maybe she.
Be funny if he goes back to that at some point.
I've not seen Old either.
Old is a piece of shit, in my opinion.
I'm so behind on just new movies in general. It's kind of pathetic.
Brian, we got some boob-centric shows coming up for you. YouTube likes boobs.
I think y'all just need to get laid. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'll tell you something, man. I started watching Body Chemistry 2 the other night. I might go back and try to rewatch it again, but I don't often shut off a movie, but I kind of did on that one.
Well, I always tell people, like, if you didn't grow up with that erotic thriller era, it's harder to recommend the movies. I say we're doing, oh God, what are we doing? We're doing the Indecent Behavior movies next. And some people gel with them a little bit as they go along because then it gets a little bit more smutty. But what's really funny is some of the mainstream actors that are in there. You get to see James Brolin dick down Shannon Tweed in one of those movies, and it is strange to watch.
Well, I'm probably going to go give it another chance because I don't like I can count on my one hand the times I've shut off a movie and not finished it. And I don't want this to be one of them.
I wouldn't argue with you. It's just it may or may not gel with you. It's a specific era in film.
But I watched some of those when I was a kid, and they promised Clint Howard. So I gotta at least make it to his scene.
Morton Downey has a wild scene in there. Not a sexual scene per se, but yeah,
When
there's
his
some good
penis
there.
is out.
While reciting the alphabet. I don't
Yeah.
know what happened.
Yeah, but then 3 and 4 are Wynorski films, so I'm gonna have to watch those. Because
Oh yeah,
Jim Wynorski.
we're doing a bunch of them. It seems like they're super popular shows, so you'll have a lot more coming. We're going to do a lot of sex comedies too, and I want to get back to doing some Jess Franco stuff. So after dark, you'll see a lot of in 2023.
Nice. Yeah, hey, it can't be,
Yeah.
but I was thinking that. Is it Jeremy Piven?
Yeah, there's a lot of
dead up like him. And I was
John
like,
Landis. John Landis pops up in one.
That's
like, just-
insane. Because I was sitting there the whole time like, that can't be Jeremy Piven. But
Well,
it was.
people forget. I mean, Fatal Attraction started it, and then Basic Instinct. You had a huge flood of them after that. I mean, those were big Hollywood hits. So you would get some like genuine actors and more ass shots. But you would get some genuine actors that would pop up in these things because it's like, no, it's not softcore porn. It's an erotic thriller. It's classy. It's, Fatal Attraction, Michael Douglas. Come on. So it's an interesting era. I mean, I grade on a curve.
You ever heard Michael Douglas say why he thinks he got cancer?
He ate a lot of,
Yep.
went downtown too much.
That is
Dining at the
honest to
Y.
God, why he thinks he got throat cancer.
He's dining on the wrong Y, I guess. I don't know.
I honestly
Yes.
had not heard of Vice Academy. I need to. look
I have
into that.
That's
vinegar-
very out of print. Very out
Yeah.
of print.
Chris, I could have hooked you up a while ago. I had an extra set that I sold off, but yeah.
Isn't there a
I'll find them. I
Region
didn't think I
B
could,
version or something? I think.
Probably.
well, I didn't think I could find those one movies like, what is it? Assault of the Party Nerds and All I Want or something like that. I got those.
Yeah.
Hey, how much trouble did you get yourself into with that 10 for 10? Did you buy something every day? It sounded like it, Chris.
No comment.
I grabbed
Got all the Amityville movies, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm so glad I waited on those. Every sale, I had my finger on the trigger for those. And I almost bought the box set a couple times. I'm so glad I waited on those. I got them for $40, baby. Can't beat that.
I miss when they weren't as stingy on screeners. That's like, oh man. Up until like a year and a half ago, I just got everything automatically, and then it's like, fuck, they stopped. I think they got too big. It's like Vinegar Syndrome became the company, which is really amazing because I still remember when they sent me that first H.G. Lewis set that they came out with, and they were like asking for people to review their stuff on Facebook. I responded.
That's a
Got
shame,
all
man. They should have been a little more loyal.
Well, I thought
Not
so.
gonna
It was like,
You were
We
there
love
from the
your
beginning,
stuff.
dude. They should, like, I'm serious. I'm not joking. That it's like,
yeah.
they should have stuck with you, homeboy.
I think it's tough with like Scream Factory. I mean, long time ago now, but we got all the Scream Factory stuff. But I think it was just like, everybody's talking about this stuff anyways. A lot of people are reviewing them irregardless. So it was like, why do we need to send out screeners? I know of a few people that are still grandfathered into them, but yeah, I miss getting the vinegar. Certainly nowadays, I miss getting the Vinegar Syndrome stuff for free.
No comment. I haven't done the math and I don't want to. No, it wasn't that
Well-
bad. I mean, it's 10 for 10. Like, you almost had to take advantage of this, man. This is like, I was telling somebody, it's like if a bunch of Vinegar Syndrome titles accidentally like ended up in a Walmart bin, like, and you get to dig through it every day. Like it's an awesome sale. Yeah.
Well, anything you bought for $10, I mean, you can go and make money on that probably now if you wanted to. So
you can.
Why not?
Even if you just wanted to be as lazy as possible, you could easily get your $10 back off of each title. You know, after you watched them or something.
Oh yeah, you can make a few bucks. I mean, eBay usually it's a little bit higher, anyways. A lot more than a little bit actually on some of their stuff.
I did not get Sidekicks. I don't know if I'm gonna get that.
See, that's where I struggle because I have some nostalgia. I remember seeing that movie in '93, I believe, in the theater with my dad, and I always liked it. Just how often am I going to watch Sidekicks in 2023? Plus the price tag. I can't. Yeah, I didn't even do it on Roadhouse yet. Well, and I won't for that price. Maybe when it's on sale, maybe. But
Sidekicks needs to be Mill Creek. You know what I'm saying?
I'd impulse buy the hell out of it for $10 to $15, but I can't. I just can't with that, and I'm not going to. Not preaching to anybody that did, though. I mean, I teach their own. I'm sure, because I remember that was a frequent rent for me when I was a kid. I imagine that's a pretty important movie to a lot of people. I was happy for Garrett, Born to be Rad. I know he was like, I feel like a ton of his shows recently, he was just like, let it be Sidekicks, and he was let down every time, but you could see the joy in his face when it finally happened. Yeah, see, Matt, that's kind of what. Hello, by the way. I don't know if I recognize you. I feel like I'd enjoy it, but again, nostalgia glasses. I love Chuck Norris. I just, I don't think I'm paying $45 for Top Dog either.
And I'm curious to watch Three Ninjas again. I think, weren't we talking about doing watch along for the whole series or something?
Three Ninjas. Yeah.
That needs to happen.
Those were pretty big deal movies back then. Well, maybe not when you got to Magic Mountain or whatever it was with Hulk Hogan, but
I think it stopped at part 3 for me. My interest for it.
I'd buy that Sidekicks if it was Chuck Norris kicking the shit out of kids. That would be great.
I've never messed with that subscription and that stuff.
I mean, in a way, like I should, but it's just hard. It's hard to drop like almost $1,000. Like you're probably still spending it throughout the year, but like still, it's just hard to like have that $1,000 charge on your credit card.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for the sales on a lot of things. I did grab From Beyond though.
Yeah.
So
I'm not waiting on From Beyond. I want that ASAP.
Yeah.
Ben hasn't seen it. Everybody needs to give him a hard time for that.
Wow.
He's over here talking about waiting on it. He's never seen it. I'm telling him, like, dude, go watch that shit.
Yeah, if you look in Kruger's background, he's a big From Beyond fan.
Brian got almost everything.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said again, I have nostalgia, but if a guy in my late 30s, am I gonna have the same feelings for it? I don't know. Yeah, that's the problem, Ben. I'd probably have one more watch of Sidekicks in me.
24-hour Three Ninjas watch along, boys.
You have to rewatch some of the movies. I think there was only 3, right?
No, it was 4.
4?
Yeah,
okay.
I feel like there was a 4th one.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully you'll get it, and we'll finally get Dead Alive on 4K.
Too busy
Yeah.
watching Terror Train 2.
You could be spending your time more wisely, Ben.
I still need to go give that first one a chance because I was so hyped for it. I at least need to watch it.
I will just like leave the lime in the fridge before watching that again. Oh, nice. Well, you know what, Brian? If you find you're somebody that loves everything they put out, it's a good deal.
Yeah, Dr. Giggles too, man. I'm so hyped for that.
Be nice.
Like,
I'm pumped. It's not a collector's edition though.
no.
I wish it wasn't Scream Factory putting it out either, but
Yeah,
whatever.
me too. But I'm just happy we're getting it. That's a pretty big, that's super high on my wish list, man. So was From Beyond. A re-release of that was really high on my list because I couldn't get it.
And it's looking like Vinegar Syndrome got some of these MGM titles from Scream Factory too. So
Killer
I'm curious
Clowns.
to see what else they're gonna come out with.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of like anyone but Scream Factory too. I'm 36. It's the beard. When you start getting the gray in the beard too, you look a lot older. But 36.
All right, boys. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. But
Cool.
y'all got anything to plug or anything, Dan?
Flesh Wound features. I'm gonna try and go back to this show and sub to you guys if I'm not sub to you yet. We do have the best of show coming. We got one more cram show before that, trying to hit some of the stuff we missed in 2022. We wanted to be thorough, so we watch a lot of movies, so you'll be getting a pretty thorough list. What else do we have coming up? Some exciting wrestling related things will be coming up with I'll leave it at that, but there is some really cool wrestling. I'm not talking about podcasts, so wait for that. It'll be really cool. And yeah, Flesh Wound features.
Nice. What about you, Jonathan?
Nothing right now. I'm eating.
Oh, word. What about you, Corey?
Well, at some point we'll get to our 80s Icons tournament. I'm trying to wait till I can sit in this chair a little easier. I still want to do a show about like 90s trash TV, like Blind Date and stuff like that.
Oh,
I love
nice.
stuff like that, dude.
What
And
about
then-
Cheaters? Although that's
Yes,
more
Cheaters.
2000s.
One of
Yeah.
mine was Eliminate and
Yeah, I remember Lemonade.
Fifth Wheel.
Okay.
They
I remember that.
used to come on back to back on
Room Raiders.
Fox Reality. I used to watch that shit every day.
So
We-
we'll do a
yeah.
show. We'll like do our favorites and stuff like that. And then I've been collecting some movies up, and I'm still working on it, getting some more. And I'm going to start doing a little IFC Midnight Mondays or something like that.
Oh, you can't go
Spotlight.
wrong.
One
Yeah,
of those. So,
the Scream Factory relationship, although they had some good ones under them too. But usually 9 times out of 10, you were in for a really good movie.
so that's kind of stuff on the horizon.
Sweet.
What about you, Jake? You're gonna unbox that Terrifier box set, I'm hoping.
I might. Other than that, no, I ain't got nothing.
I guess one thing too I'll mention is when I get it in, I'll do a little video. I bought the Full Moon mystery box, Christmas mystery box. So,
Oh, nice.
so we'll do an unboxing of that. So
And then Piz earlier said that he's got his top, I'm guessing 5 or probably 10. Yeah, top 10 tomorrow night / tonight.
We'll try and be in the chat for that. Hopefully, if I'm not at Megan, but I think I might be doing Megan Monday.
And then I've got a video ready to go for next week, but I'm going to Las Vegas.
Nice. First time, you said.
Yeah, first time ever. So I might be like, like posting pictures, and I might try to make a video for that. So hopefully I can get some footage, because I'm going to it's not a horror convention, but it's horror adjacent.
Okay.
I don't know how much I can film there and stuff. So yeah.
Okay.
You'll
That's
see.
interesting. Yeah.
But yeah,
have fun there. There's a lot to do.
I'm gonna try to get as much of it in as I can. I should have plenty of free time, and like
Are
I
you
said,
a roller coaster guy?
no.
Oh, I was gonna say
Slow for
ride
that,
New York,
yeah.
New York. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to have my own room, so I'll be able to like jump on streams and hangouts and stuff, hopefully too. So that'll be cool. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna end it awkwardly. Later, guys.